Hi friends, it is Tuesdays with Tonya. I'm Tonya here with My County Link, and today I am in Arcanum, Ohio, right here in Dark County, Ohio, and I am here at the Arcanum Preservation Society. And I'm going to introduce you to a wonderful lady by the name of Angela Heron, and she's going to walk us through, talk to us about some of the history that she knows about and some of the stuff that they're trying to figure out. So you've got the beautiful stage down there behind me. We are on the very top floor up here, but we're going to walk through and we're going to take a little tour, if you will, and we're going to talk about how you as a community can help get this preserved and back into working order. So let me introduce you to Miss Angela. How are you?
I'm doing good, thank you.
So tell us what you do here.
I am the chair for the Communications, Events, and Social Presence Committee, which basically means I handle everything from our 4th of July picnic to cleaning the restrooms.
Okay, so you got it all going on.
Between.
So I'm just going to scan a little bit. So tell us where we're at. Where are we at upstairs? Tell us what's going on up here.
This is actually the 3rd floor balcony. This would have been originally bleacher seating, and if you look over here, you can see where the bleachers would have been attached to the wall. And then there was a piece that would have hung down to keep people from falling over the back of the bleacher seating. But it had to be high enough that they could still see the stage.
Right, because the stage is down there.
Correct.
Yeah. Now, let's go over here to one of your favorite rooms.
Oh, absolutely. This is actually the tower room up here on the balcony.
So this is called the tower room.
And students over the years, as they would come in for different shows and graduation, that sort of thing, came in and they signed the walls. The oldest one that we found so far is Fred Smith from January 3rd, 1893. And it's been really amazing because we have people that come in and they're like, oh, there's Grandpa, or there's Great Aunt so-and-so. And
Now, will you keep this?
Yes, we have come in and we've taken extensive photos, and we are working on finding something that will basically clear coat it so that we will still preserve it.
Okay, very good. Okay, so now as we look at some other rooms, here's other rooms. You had said different people used to be here, so here's where maybe the police department would have been. And kind of can see the words there a little bit.
As the police department.
Okay.
We've also had realtors, doctors' offices were up here. People lived here in the building.
Yeah, let's walk down there and look at that.
Absolutely.
So we have different rooms up here, and we don't know necessarily why our video stopped. We don't know what happened. However, you also have a little story about that, right? So there used to be a doctor's office, and tell us what you've recently learned.
Well, we recently uncovered a newspaper article talking about a gentleman that had gotten sick, and he was brought here to the building, to the doctors. And unfortunately, he was so ill that he did pass away at the doctor's office.
Okay, and that would have happened in here, in this upstairs area here.
Correct. So
okay.
It could have been Mr. O'Shaughnessy.
We don't know.
Jealous because we were concentrating on Charlie.
On Charlie, that's right. It's hard to say. And so here's another room that will get fixed up as well.
Absolutely. And we had a lady that came a couple of years ago to our garage sale. And she said, oh, I remember when Grandma used to live upstairs. And when she pointed out about windows, it turned out to be this set of rooms.
So her grandma lived in this room.
Absolutely.
Oh, fun. Okay, let's go down to the next level where the opera house part is. Okay, Miss Angela, now tell us a little bit about this part here with the wood, if you would. And then I'm going to just kind of show the audience the wall murals that are here. Can you tell us about those as well?
Absolutely. This is the only original flooring left from the Opera House. When the building, when it quit operating as an opera house, the American Legion came in, and one of the things that they did is they leveled the floor and they put in a new entrance.
Okay.
Cutting into our main stairs.
Okay.
And I don't know if it was the American Legion or the VFW that came in after them, but they had a gentleman that came in and did a lot of mural work. So this area was set up as World War I. So
World War I.
A lot of the trench fighting.
Okay. And then you said there was something here, but it's not here anymore.
Correct, because we're gonna open this up.
Okay, and what was that?
It was like you were in a bomber looking down over Normandy.
Okay, and then we come over here, and where are we?
And now you're in the Pacific.
Okay. So the murals you found when you were taking down walls and so forth.
When we were taking out the old paneling.
The old paneling. So I'm just going to kind of, where you are, I'm just going to kind of show the audience how high those ceilings are. So when you come over here, this is what you would call the opera house. Would you call it that?
Yes,
or
this is the Opera House Auditorium.
Okay, so we're going to go over here and talk more about that. Now, you were telling me that you just recently discovered, I'm going to try to get to the side so people can see it. You just recently discovered that this is rounded.
When we first came in, we thought that it was a straight stage. When we started removing the paneling and stuff, we realized that we actually had a rounded stage. And when they had come in, one of the renovations that the Legion or VFW or Lions Club did was they made it straight, and then they had a false wall up here so you couldn't see the full stage. You
Okay.
just saw
Yeah, sure,
section.
sure. And then back there is where the top goes up here.
the proscenium arch.
The
yes.
proscenium arch, yes. And then you found some words you said too when you were taking down the ceiling?
Correct. They had come in and they had put a huge drop ceiling in here.
Okay.
And on there were different phrases and stuff, and one of them turned out to be an old hymn.
Okay, and so that's, yes. And so just uncovering, it's like it's talking to you. It's like that show, If These Walls Could Talk, right? It sort of just tells you
Exactly.
the story. And then when this gets all done, you plan to do events and concerts and weddings and receptions and all kinds of things. The house maybe 250 to 300 is kind of the goal.
Yes.
Okay, so we'll see where everything lines up and so forth. So I just want to look back here. So here's the balcony that we were up there earlier, where she was saying how they had bleachers that went up so everyone could see. Oh, how cool is this? Okay, so we're going to go downstairs now. And is there anything else you want to say about this?
The stage itself, there's actually, we've uncovered a couple of stairwells.
Okay, yeah, we saw one there.
One that we knew was there that went from the stage down into what we learned was the trap room, which is the room directly underneath the stage where our trap doors would have dropped into. We've actually got 4 trap doors, which is kind of unusual.
Yeah,
You either
Yeah.
don't have any, or you may only have
Right.
a couple, but to have 4.
4 of them.
Nice.
Yeah.
Downstairs, as we were taking the drop ceiling down, we actually uncovered a second stairwell that we had no idea was there. And it would have came out right up to here.
Okay.
So I will show you that when we get downstairs.
Okay. Yeah, let's go downstairs and check that out.
Absolutely.
Okay, so now we've come down to the second floor because we're going to go into Charlie's room, but we had to redo that. So I'm going to turn it over to Miss Angela again, but interesting, listen to when she tells this story because we literally just videoed it and I watched it being videoed. And as we came out, it was gone. Like the video of this entire room that we just did just stopped and it was gone. So let's go in and find out maybe why that happened. Okay, so Miss Angela, here we are. So tell us about Charlie's room.
Absolutely. Before we had the Arcanum Police Department, we had a township constable and village night watchman. They were our police force. And one of them, Charles Fry, this was actually his room, and he liked this room because he had good views of the village from his 2 sets of windows.
Right, because it's up here on the corner. So,
Absolutely.
yeah.
And Charlie was a very popular member of the community. He worked a lot with the kids, with truancy and different things. So our plan is that once we are done with the restoration of this room, it will be staged as Charlie's room. It's been Charlie's room for all these years, and it will continue to be Charlie's room.
Okay, and one of the things we've noticed here, we have we've all probably seen like a split door, but this is really low for a split door, so we're not quite sure. So that's been the fun thing about all this. As you keep taking layers off, the building is sort of revealing itself, right?
Absolutely.
Okay, so we're going to head down and look at some more rooms. Okay, now Angela, you were saying that this safe is what the whole building would have been built around, and it is huge.
It is huge. We actually just saw one up at Mackinac City, and they had it in a little shop, and I had to take pictures. But for them to move it took 14 men.
14 men.
So There's no openings that would have been big enough.
And you still have the original keys.
Yep. Original.
Oh, there's still things in there.
Yes.
Okay.
And we were able to get contact information from the people at the shop for somebody who we're hoping to have come help us restore it.
Okay, and those stairs that you were talking about earlier, that's the stairs that we just came down, was over there. And this where the mayor used to be, in this room at one time.
This was the mayor's office.
Mayor's office. A lot of council people, like an admin type building.
Yes.
Okay.
We had the mayor's office, and then we would have the village council chambers.
Okay.
And then next to that would have been the township council chambers, and then the township's office at the time.
Okay.
And they put the big double doors in it so that way if they needed a bigger meeting
Sure.
space, they could combine
But then
the
they
two.
could, and you were telling me, we're going to go in there a little bit, but you were telling me those doors came out looking like that. That's how
Yes.
nice they were. So they haven't been
They
touched
were hidden
yet.
in the doors.
Wow. And this is the original ticket room.
We believe this is where the original ticket booth
Okay.
was.
Okay.
At some point they came in and put a
Restroom,
restroom in there. But we're going to pull all of this back out and put a ticket booth back in
So when
there.
you get to do your concerts and all your fun stuff, this will be the original ticket room. So we're going to keep some history alive here.
Absolutely.
Okay, so
Now,
let's,
the-
go ahead.
The stairs that I mentioned
Yes.
is actually at the end of the hallway.
Oh, at the end of the hall. Okay, let's go check it out.
Okay. Was hidden behind paneling, and then they had put in a door that was just nailed in place.
Okay, so that's where you were showing me you found the stairs when you was undoing things, and this is where it leads down to,
Correct.
which would be at the end of the first floor, if you will, over here.
Correct. And when we uncovered it, I found bits of newspaper from 1902, and they
Okay.
were letters to Santa Claus.
Oh, that would be really cool to frame or something, to have in
They-
different spots as you
they
find
were
things.
just like little bits and pieces.
Okay, that'd be really cool though. That's a neat thing to come across.
Exactly.
So as you keep opening them, you can see the exposed brick there. Again, we see the police department side down here as well.
We've got a garage bay at the back of the building. That was the original fire department.
Okay.
It was actually built to house the steam pumper that the current fire department still has.
Okay.
They've restored it and they break it out for parades and stuff.
Sure, but this is where
The garage was built specifically
for that. Okay. All right. So, Miss Angela, let's go out and show the front of the building. Okay.
Absolutely.
Okay. So now we're outside, and we were talking about the towers here and the tower here, and you were saying that the tower down there used to be at least 60 foot,
Yes.
and this used to be 100 foot high,
Correct.
or 100 feet high, I should say. So tell us about that. What were you saying was down there with the fire department?
The tower down there was actually for the fire department for them to hang their hoses in. The stairwell that's in there, it's very rickety. I won't go on it.
Sure.
But we've talked about possibly putting our lift in there so that way we can get people upstairs. Because
Yeah, so you're going to need that. Sure. Sure.
nowadays you have to have that.
Yeah, so Angela, tell us, people got to get behind this and come and help with this in the community. So how can they do that? Let's walk over here to your banner. I see you've
Absolutely.
got restoration of the Arcanum Opera House, and it looks like you have a QR code
We have
that
a couple
people
of
can.
them. The first one here is for donating or sponsoring.
Okay.
We do have sponsors for the windows, but we are always looking for sponsors for different things in the building. We also need volunteers. Doesn't matter how little or how much time that they have.
Yeah, because you were saying you have people that just water the flowers. You have people that sweep out here. So
Absolutely.
volunteers can come and just get with you and say, this is my skill or this is what I can do. And you'll kind of match that need and that desire up together. And then you also, if there's a lot of construction going on and so forth, so thinking of like schools and clubs that maybe need volunteer hours or they're learning a trade skill or whatever, they could get with you and then you can match them up again to particular jobs that would help preserve this, correct?
Absolutely. And they don't need to have any skills. We will train them.
Sure.
I'm always looking for help with researching to find out what shows we have.
Oh
There's
yeah, so
social
people who
media
have like a
posts.
history buff in them, they just want to kind of dig deeper with you,
Or-
they can kind of help that.
Maybe they're not able to come in and help in the building. They're somebody that's at home.
Sure.
but they've got some mad computer skills.
Yes.
I'd love to talk to them.
And I'm sure you would like people that even know stories that maybe their grandparents passed on and so forth, that maybe you don't even know about, because they're stories that, you know, we pass down generation to generation sometimes, but they don't go any further than that.
Absolutely.
So how would they get a hold of you outside of finding you? Are you on Facebook?
We are on Facebook
Okay.
and Instagram.
Okay.
You can email Arcanum Preservation Society at gmail.com.
Okay.
Our Facebook page has our mailing address, our physical address, our phone number, our website address.
Okay. So they can find all of that right online to get with you.
Absolutely. You can drop a note in the mailbox by the door. We're very easy to get a hold of.
Okay. Well, thank you for taking the time to join me today.
Absolutely. Thank you.
Okay, friends. Stick with me as we keep visiting people, places, and things. Make sure you go out and check out the restoration of the Arcanum Opera House. See how you can help give your gifts, whether that's monetarily or with work type stuff. You can come out and clean, you can sweep, you can water flowers. There's all types of needs for that. So reach out to her and see how you can help, and stick with me, and we'll see you next time.